Hello Crochets the Way followers, and welcome newcomers. In this video I will be showing you how to make plastic yarn, also known as Plarn, using the loop method. If you are interested in the spiral method, I will also be doing a video for that, and when it's available I'll include a link to it in the description below. First I will show you how to cut one bag simply with scissors, and then I'll show you my little trick of how to cut more bags with a rotary cutter. You could also do this with scissors, but I find it dulls scissors extremely quickly. It also dulls the rotary cutter blade, but it can take a lot more abuse. So using the loop method, you will be creating loops and then joining them together with a knot. And I'll show you how to make a nice smooth knot in that blends in to your work. Okay, so you can see here I've already got quite a few loops prepared, and they are very wide, and that's because I'm making Plarn for more of my giant finger crochet Plarn squares, which the rest of them that I have prepared that will be used to make, hopefully be used to make mats for the homeless. That is still a work in progress. Those are buried, the other ones that I have. What I do have is the giant finger crochet ugly Plarn black bag. It's hard to say. So there you can see an example of how thick the material is. You'll be able to use this method to make thinner material if that's what you're looking for. So what we simply do is remove the tops and the bottoms of the bags, and it will look like this. That's a big stack of them there. And once you remove the tops and the bottoms of the bags, you're left with one big cylinder of plastic. Now, using the loop method, you don't have to straighten the bag out like that, but for the purpose of the video, I've done it to make it look nicer. It does make it easier though if you straighten the bags before you cut them, so I will show you that. But before we begin, I'll just give you a little tip here. If you have bags that have holes in the bottoms of them, that's fine because we will be removing the bottom. If you have bags that have a hole running up the side, that's really going to mess up your material, and that may be a bag better thrown in the recycling bin. Alright, let's get to it. I'm going to mess this bag all up real quick so I can show you. There, it's a mess. Straightening them out is simple. Grab a handle, stick your thumb or your finger in the seam where it folds in the bottom. I'll see if I can get this focused just a little bit better for you. I think that's good. So with a finger in the seam and a finger in the handle, just give it a quick pull, a little snap, flip it over, and do the same thing on the other side, and straighten it out if it needs. Sometimes if you're worried about this part sticking out here, it doesn't always go nicely, and you have to help it out a little. And the other thing I do that makes it so much easier to cut them is to fold them more than just straightening them. And I give them two folds to make a nice narrow strip that's easier for me to hang on to as I drop it. I love how it always goes. Now, let's get rid of that top let's get rid of that bottom. You want to get rid of the bottom up past where this seam joins at, because if you don't, your plastics won't open up into a loop. And because this is my giant Plarn, I only need 3 loops out of a bag. So I try to get an idea of how much material I have so I can cut it fairly evenly. And just cut right across. And now that you have your loops, I'll show you how to join them. Open up a loop, open up another loop. The end of one loop goes through the other, like that. Now, if you take the time to put your fingers in that loop and hold it open, all you have to do is grab the other side, run it through, and pull it. Now here for the first 2 loops, it doesn't really matter much. Just give it a pull and there it is. Nice tight loop that will blend into your crochet. For remaining loops in the strand, it's not terribly difficult, but it does pose a little bit of a problem if you don't get the connected strand even before you join it. So, before you tighten that loop, mine happens to be nice and even, and I was hoping that it wouldn't be like normal. So, suppose yours looks something like this. That's no good. When you tighten that knot, you're going to have this big loose loop of material stuck there, and that will cause a problem while you're working it up. So you want to leave that loop loose and just grab it by the other knot and even it out. Now grab it up there. If it's too tight to pull, you're holding this too tight. Open that up and there you go. Now, I believe I have 5 bags stacked and ready to go here, so I can show you quickly. If you've never used a rotary cutter before, I don't recommend starting out with this with a ton of bags. It can be dangerous, especially if you have one like I do that does not have a finger guard on it. If you try to cut too much material and it stops, and especially my bad habit of I stick my fingers out for leverage like so. So when it stops rolling because you've hit a spot that it can't cut through, then oops, there goes your finger, and these are so dangerous. I made the mistake one time of I dropped it while I was using it, and for whatever reason I wasn't thinking, I tried to catch it, and that was a big accident. So you want to be very careful. But here we go. I'm going to turn this just so it's a little bit easier for me, and maybe that even makes a better angle for you. 5 bags. Make sure you don't have fingers or thumbs in the way. And there you go. It's done that fast. Alright, I hope that helps all of you that are looking to make Plarn with the loop method. Like I said before, if you're interested in making it with the spiral method, I will include a link in the description when the video is ready. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day, and happy crocheting.